Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Start Your Day Great, Start Your Day with a Coach. I am your host, certified high-performance coach, Sean Butner. And today, we're answering a question that a lot of people have, especially since we've been talking about work this week, about what to do when the people you work with drive you crazy. And sometimes you've just been with people for so long that as you get closer, all the little idiosyncrasies, that was a tough word, all the idiosyncrasies, I can't say it, all of their strange quirks can get on your mind. But in every group, too, there's that one person that just particularly gets under your skin. It's the person who doesn't listen and just argues for argument's sake, and there's really no productive reason for it. Or it's the guy that'll push everyone to do work that they themselves won't do themselves, so that they can seem like they're leading or a manager, where really they're just causing a lot of resentment and a lot of grief on the team. Or the person who will publicly shame others for minor mistakes so that they look small and that they can push themselves up to climb the corporate ladder. And I've had this experience in my career in tech. I'm sure it's common for a lot of people where you work. And usually, when we have these folks on our immediate teams, it can make everyone around them, including yourself, feel insecure or hesitant to take risks because you're going to be called out, so you don't have that freedom to experiment, to grow, and to learn. It can sap the team's morale and decrease team performance because you feel hesitant to work together or to take a risk or to propose an idea. You're dampening down the ability of the group to perform. And if you've regularly worked with someone that drives you crazy, it can be an exercise in frustration. Folks will lose trust and become completely exhausted, emotionally, mentally. If you're always kind of grinding up against someone that's, arguing all the time for everything for no reason, it's just like, why? And so the question becomes, how can we manage the folks that we have to work with? And as a coach, I talk with a lot of folks on this all the time, and sometimes you need someone to talk through, to say, well, what if I said this, or how could I message this so it gets through and maybe changes. And if you're interested or need that help in that capacity, you could always go to seanbutner.com/coaching to get a free strategy session to talk about the people that drive you crazy in your life, okay? All right. So, really, in my career, in my experience as a coach, and in dealing with family members and teams, it all starts with focusing and having the mindset of what is the best outcome for this situation. If you're the target of someone screaming at you on the team, it's about how you can keep your cool, how you can say, how can I diffuse this situation, act professionally, how can I not succumb to my worst inclinations in the situation and yell back or escalate. And so if you've ever had that experience, I've talked a little bit about it in years past, but I had one particular experience where I had someone on my team that was in meetings with me that I had talked to about a particular subject in emails or instant messages, through walking him through it on his whiteboard in his office, who got mad at me because something changed, he didn't like it, and he kept insinuating that I had not said or informed him, and we had just come from a meeting where we had talked about it. And so I was like, hey, I told you, and that resulted in him coming into my office and screaming profanities in my mouth. And I remember thinking, I had that first thing, okay, this guy is going to try to hit me. So he was that upset. He was blocking my way out of the office. And so I let him kind of go for a little bit. And I'm like, hey, let's go talk to our manager. I had the mind to say, how can we de-escalate this so it doesn't blow up into a crazier thing? And so we went to go find my manager. We talked with him, was able to de-escalate and try to figure out what to do next. But in that situation, I was very proud on being able to keep cool, being able to not feed into this big energy that was happening. I was able to get around the guy who was blocking my office door, right? So the only way out, without getting into an altercation, because I think we were like that close, or he was that close to start throwing punches. And so in that case, I felt very proud on how I reacted, right? And sometimes when you're dealing with people, it's not that you're going to win arguments or you're going to change them. It's how are you going to act with integrity, with character, with kindness and understanding, even if it's terrible. And so leaving that situation, it was intense, and started to be like, oh, I can't trust this person on the team anymore. But we were able to continue on. I worked on that team for another year and a half. No big problems, right? And so that's the power of this belief of how can I control the outcome and make it the best it possibly can in this instant. So if you are dealing with someone that is really tough to love, tough to work with, tough to handle sometimes in situations, I just want to let you know I'm cheering you on. You can do your best. And again, if you need some extra support, go to SeanButter.com/coaching. Love to help you in that capacity. So with that said, folks, hope you liked this video and what we've talked about this week on things concerning career and job. Tomorrow we're going to do the Ask a Coach a Question show, where we take questions from you. So if you have any questions and you'd like me to address them, comment below this video and I'll tack it on to next show, which is Friday, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. So hope to see you guys there. Go forth, live with more joy, more personal growth, and more impact in your communities, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.